Nuclear fusion is one of the cleanest, safest, and most abundant energy sources imaginable. But even though the first experiments began over 70 years ago, it never seems to actually arrive. There's even a running joke: fusion energy is always 30 years away. No matter when you ask, so, what's the problem? Why don't we have fusion power plants yet? And how can something that involves heating matter to over 100 million degrees be considered safe? Let's find out. First, let's clarify what we mean by nuclear fusion. There are two ways to get energy from an atom's nucleus: fission, which breaks large atoms apart, and fusion, which fuses smaller atoms together. Both processes release energy. But why? It's all about stability. Imagine the nucleus of an atom sitting on a hill. Some are higher up, unstable and energetic. Others are at the bottom, stable and relaxed. When an atom rolls down that hill by either splitting or fusing, it releases energy. Nature always tries to find the lowest energy state. That's why breaking uranium, a big atom, or fusing hydrogen, a tiny one, both release power. They're just taking different routes down the mountain. Fusion is what powers the sun and all the stars in the universe. In the sun, 4 hydrogen nuclei fuse into helium, releasing energy in the form of light and heat. But that's only possible because the sun is massive. Its gravity forces atoms together under intense pressure and temperature. We can't recreate that gravity here on Earth. So we compensate with heat, a lot of it. While the sun operates at around 15 million degrees Celsius, a fusion reactor needs 10 times more, around 150 million degrees, just to have a chance at mimicking what stars do naturally. And since fusing 4 hydrogen atoms is extremely complex, we simplify things by using deuterium and tritium, heavier versions of hydrogen that contain neutrons. When deuterium and tritium combine, they create helium and a high-speed neutron, which carries most of the usable energy. Now, you might ask, is that even worth it? Absolutely. Fusion has massive advantages. Deuterium is everywhere, even in tap water. And tritium, while rarer, can be made from lithium, which we already use in batteries and is widely available. Fusion produces zero carbon emissions, and unlike fission, it doesn't generate long-lived radioactive waste. The main byproduct is helium, the same harmless gas that fills party balloons. Here's a cool fact: 1 gram of fusion fuel can release as much energy as 11 tons of coal. And a fusion plant would only need a few hundred kilograms per year to power entire cities. It's clean. It's powerful. And it's nearly unlimited. That said, it's not easy. The fuel, once heated, becomes a plasma, a hot soup of ions and electrons. Nothing solid can touch it. Even tungsten, the most heat-resistant metal we know, would melt instantly. So how do we hold something that melts everything? We don't. We suspend it using either magnetic fields or laser compression. Magnetic confinement is the most popular approach. Huge devices called tokamaks use donut-shaped magnetic fields to trap the plasma in midair. If the plasma touches the walls, it cools instantly and the reaction stops. And that's one reason why fusion is inherently safe. If anything goes wrong, the system shuts itself down in milliseconds. There's no chain reaction, no meltdown, no Chernobyl. But the plasma doesn't want to cooperate. It's incredibly unstable. Tiny fluctuations can grow into massive turbulence, like storms forming in a river of superheated particles. Sometimes it flares violently and hits the reactor walls. Other times it just leaks out gradually. This behavior has made building stable fusion reactors a nightmare. Still, we've made huge progress. New magnets, smarter feedback systems, and AI-assisted controls are helping us tame this wild plasma. Backhand index pointing right, medium light skin tone. If you're enjoying this journey through the science of fusion, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Think Pixel. We turn complex science into beautiful, visual stories, pixel by pixel. Thanks for your support. Now, let's talk about energy gain. To achieve usable fusion, we must generate more energy than we put in. This tipping point is called break-even. But we don't just want break-even, we want ignition, where the fusion reaction sustains itself without external energy. Only one experiment, the NIF, National Ignition Facility, in the US, has come close. They used giant lasers to compress tiny fuel pellets. For a brief moment, the reaction released more energy than was delivered to the fuel. But the lasers themselves were wildly inefficient. The full system still lost energy overall. So are we getting closer? Absolutely. Fusion no longer feels like a distant dream. With ongoing breakthroughs at places like ITER in Europe and Spark in the US, we might finally see a working fusion power plant in the next few decades, not centuries. And when that happens, we could enter a new era of clean, reliable, and practically limitless energy. Curious how fusion energy gets turned into electricity? Or how a fusion plant actually works from the inside? That's exactly what we'll explore in the next video of this nuclear trilogy. Subscribe now so you don't miss it. We post new videos every week, diving into more fascinating topics just like this one. So if you enjoyed it, take a look around the channel. There's plenty more science waiting to be explored, pixel by pixel. Thanks again for watching, and see you in the next one.